Welcome to the bold analysis. I have decided to go back to a topic that I've avoided for some time, and this is about Haiti. I avoided Haiti because if you talk to Kenyans who are in the US, and there are some that have also gone there, the harrowing stories about Haiti really, you really wonder why we are even in this. Now, President William Ruto and the Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry witnessed the signing of a security deal between the two countries to deploy 1,000 police officers to Haiti. And this was in conformity to a High Court order where the High Court argued that the government did not have the legal power to deploy the police unless on reciprocity grounds. And that is why the Prime Minister of Haiti is actually flew in the country last Friday to pen that deal. And while hosting the Haitian PM at State House, Nairobi, stated that they also discussed the next steps to enable the fast-tracking of the deployment of the Kenyan police officers to the Caribbean nation. President Ruto oozing optimism about the nature and also the humanity grounds in which why Kenya is actually deploying police in Haiti.
This moment and the signing ceremony we have witnessed is the final step in the response that has been asked by the people of Haiti, the children of Haiti, the women in Haiti, the civil society, and the entire society of the Haitian people, for them to have a peaceful country to live in and for them to contribute to the development of Haiti and global peace, global security, and global prosperity. I want to call on the other stakeholders and the other partners that have made commitments to this journey, that this journey is now as urgent as it can get.
Word for solidarity. Because we are facing a situation where people, young kids couldn't go to school. Women cannot have the medical attention that they deserve. And goods cannot move inside of the country. We did this appeal, and you step up and you said, we want to help Haiti. We want to exercise a solidarity with you. Thank you, President. We appreciate it. Since months, we are working together to fine-tune this mission, and finally, we sign. It's the last step before the deployment. We hope that the deployment will occur very soon, because the people, they cannot anymore suffer. What this mission is bringing is hope for the future. Hope for the future for the humankind. Hope for the future for the people that cannot foresee tomorrow. I'm not saying the year after, but they cannot see how they will live the next day. How they will come back home. They don't have insurance if they leave their home that they will be back.
I understand, and I think I will be a bit more selfish if we underestimate the humanitarian grounds. But even on that, the humanitarian grounds works actually has to be considered on both the police officers being deployed and even the people there. And ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the President, William Ruto, is committed in this, and I think he's unstoppable. According to him, it has to happen because we have to help Haiti. But I want us to look at some few red flags, because for me, there are some red flags that experts are actually raising in this. And the big problem here is while the bosses, while the presidents are actually sitting in pretty well protected offices, state houses, to fix the legal bottlenecks on signing. But how about the real capacity and the situation on ground? The physical situation on ground. There is a big difference between what's happening. And let's look at these red flags that the security team are actually raising. Look at the day Henry Ariel flew in this country. The gangs took siege of Paris port, of a port there, took siege of the port and strategic structures, and in videos that have gone viral, parents have been asking their kids, were told to keep their kids at home, no movement. They took siege of airport and ports, and also police station, petrol stations. The police in that country are overwhelmed, and they're confessing that they lack, that the gangs could be having more sophisticated weapons than even them. In fact, they said gangs are even warning their president that don't fly back. Don't fly back. And according to reports, in fact, he left the country but has not arrived in Haiti. That's what someone was actually telling me, that he has not arrived in Haiti. So, or even if he jetted secretly. But the port where he's supposed to land through is the one that was taken under siege. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how this... Can you think of a gang? Are we even talking of a gang? Let's start. People who are telling their president, let's imagine, okay, we are not in Haiti. Let's try to create that picture in our minds. A president, like let's say William Ruto leaves this country, goes to Europe the way he goes. Then when he's there, some gang has taken siege of JKIA, Mombasa port, petrol stations. Look at this. Are we really, what is that? Is that really a gang or just a terrorist group? Is that really a gang? Because we are talking about, we're using a gang as a soft word for it. But the word gang does not really resonate with what those fellows are doing. A group that can warn the president that don't come back. They can take siege of an international airport in a country. They're talking about sending police. I have seen this video here, the one short video here, that here there was a celebration of Haitian independence, and the gang was shooting at the president's convoy, that prime minister's convoy, baying for his head. So we are really, I don't know, maybe we not have the real picture. The second red flag is about the intelligence report by the advance team that was dispatched last year. Of course, that report is now stale and invalid since Haiti gang's operation landscape is changing every minute. The report by the advance team, there was a team that was dispatched in Haiti last year. Yeah, I think it was around October or so. And it was supposed to assess the situation and advise on the ground. I know very well that they must have done a good work just to, to learn the terrain and know what exactly the scope of what can be done. I will not doubt that. But then, that is not applicable now. So we still need to do, in fact, the intelligence on ground, it's not a one-off thing. It needs to be there throughout. And if it is there, and already that is happening, so that's telling you that we are not really dealing with a lightweight. This thing is very heavy. And just on the same part of that intelligence report, last year, a delegation was dispatched from Kenya to Haiti. And that delegation that was dispatched, one security was found dead in a Washington hotel. And this is what the Reuters were reporting. A Kenyan official who had been in Washington for talks on planned international security force to help the Haitian police fight gangs was found dead in his hotel room this week, a police in the US capital said on Thursday. Washington police said the 39-year-old Nyamato Walter was found unconscious in a hotel room in downtown Washington on Tuesday morning and pronounced him dead at the scene. The police statement did not give cause of death but noted that the investigation was being handled by a squad specializing in natural deaths and suicide. And the mysterious death of a member of a spy team is not something that will be taken lightly. This gentleman went to reported in that hotel room, walked in, then the next day was found unconscious. And that's how he died. This story was actually brought forth by one of our subscribers. I think he shared it to me. Yeah, I think he shared it to me, telling me that, and one of our subscribers who's actually living in Washington was telling me that, Kevin, this story is not making a headline in the country. And remember, the government has been a bit mum on this, and probably I would know because they will not want to amplify such an incident because it will cause panic across the country. Now, there are 3 documents that are supposed to guide this operation. Number 1 is the concept of operation, conduct and discipline policy, among other security procedures. These documents have not been availed, and even the team that the work is still in progress, and the team that is supposed to be dispatched have not been briefed about what exactly this is. Because before you leave this country going, you must know, you must understand really well what's going on. Now, an earlier model, according to reports, an earlier model of dispatching requests for police bosses to pick cops, is it within police station or something, I've actually hit a snag. Myself, I think who are members of this channel, I've spoken to some police officers who are in their late, the 51, 47 there. And they're telling me that the ones, you must send a hybrid of young and experienced, the bosses. So the ones who are being picked, someone is saying, I am in my 52. If I have to go to Haiti, I rather just tender my resignation and leave the police service. You know. So that strategy seems to have failed, and even raising the 1,000 number is not an easy thing for the police bosses. Now, with the military are now, the military concern emerging that if this is what's happening, really looking at the terrain and what we are going to deal with in Haiti, is it prudent that we consider military on this? Now, let's, despite of the military having the adequate experience on missions, there's a concern that they should have been included so that we send a hybrid delegation. That the teams that they understand, they know very well, they have a bit of that experience. Police have been running missions across the country here. And even despite of us having a terror gang in the Kenyan north that has been wreaking havoc in the Baringo, they have actually failed to offer a solution there. There have been subsequent attacks month in, month out, despite of us promising bit of that. Will this escalate security threats to Kenya? Those are some of the emerging issues on table. But then I want us to look at this. There are some 3 questions that I think we need to ask. And these are the questions that President Ruto needs to tell the police that are supposed to go there, because that is why raising that 1,000 number is not a joke. With the level of awareness, with the level of messages coming from, and you know there are Kenyans also coming from those areas, it's already creating a bit of a panic mode, because you don't know what exactly you're going to deal with. No one wants to come back in a body bag. 3 questions. If the Prime Minister of Haiti lacks legitimacy, a Prime Minister who is being threatened that don't come back in this country after signing that deal, how will that offer reciprocity? Because this reciprocity, in my simplest understanding, is they will also help us back. In some reciprocal is scratch your back, I scratch your back. That is the simplest understanding of it. So how do we, what is the capacity, what is his capacity to even implement a treaty? Remember, the person that is supposed to guide our team that are supposed to be in Haiti is actually that PM, the constitutive around PM. If he lacks that, and is a president who is actually, the gangs are baying for his blood, how is that reciprocity going to work? That's a question. Number 2, the intelligence lapses, since the gangs could be receiving a huge support elsewhere. There is a simple understanding, and it's something that has emerged by experts, has really emerged when experts are raising questions about this, that do you think really these gangs are just street children that have just been given guns? They are gangs with guns. Where are they getting the guns? Who is supplying them guns? Where are they getting the guns? How are the guns getting to Haiti? Those questions has emerged. While some people have been saying, who is processing, who is manufacturing these guns that the gangs are getting? There was some points, there was a report that some South American countries were not even approving that mission. US is, the United Nations is saying, you know, that's not a United Nations mission. It's just a United Nations sanctioned mission, but it's not their mission, so they're not answerable anyway. So the question of guns is a big problem, is a big question, and it points out to something. These fellows are not just some, they're not just some chinkororo somewhere, no. These are fellows that could be having a huge support behind them elsewhere. And then Haiti needs elections. Are we going to make sure that by the time we leave, we put there a legitimately elected, democratically elected government? Because without that, then there's still going to be a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my tip. Let's meet in the next. Thank you.
Hi guys, so I'm so happy finally the February project is done. I know most of us have been talking about this. We did know it will come to fruition, but I'm in Mama Lucy and I've managed to get 13 out. Yes, I was planning for 7, but who knows, God has another way of doing his own things. That we managed to 13, and apart from that, we've also done some food stuff, because you know these guys hawa mambo wamekuwa hospitali for long na hawajakuwa wakifanya kazi. So what we decided is whatever has remained, we do some food stuff for them. And I'm just so happy that they are going home, wanted to reunite with the rest of their family. Some have been here for long, so I just want to say thank you on behalf of Bold Charity Network, my family, myself, and everyone. In whatever way you've come through this, nasema santeni sana. These women are out. Now I'll just give 2 or 3 chances. Waseme tu kitu moja. You can just say thank you. Tanzania huyu.
Tumeshukuru. Okay, my name is Winnie Oduor. Tumeshukuru kwa kuja kututoa huku. Tumekaa huku for long na the bill was too much yenye hatungeweza kuafford. But Bold Charity Network imekuja ikatutoa na tunasema ni asante.
Naitwa Teresia Wanjiru ama Mama Favor. Na nataka kuambia asante kwa sababu bili ilikuwa mob, singeweza kulipa, but kwa ajili ya Mungu ni mimi natoka. Asante, God bless you all.
Aya, huyu. Nani mwingine anaweza ongea? Wewe, sio? Sema kitu. Sema tu asante.
Mimi cha kuwashukuru ni kusema asante kwa Mungu. Tumekuwa huku for a long time. Kama mimi nilidischangiwa ndege 15. Nimeng'ang'ana, nikang'ang'ana, nikapata, nikalipa, nikaambiwa nirudi kwa ward. Sai I'm very happy. Niko out, nitaenda sasa kuungana na familia yangu. Asanteni sana.
Mimi naitwa Lydia Chelimo. Pili yangu ilitoka date 16. But singe manage kulipa, but court ameniwezesha nimetoka huku, ndatoka leo. Nimeshukuru sana na nimefurahi.
Yeah, so guys, that was it. I had to give you this confirmation that finally to manage, and may God meet you in the hour of need. I spent 2 days here listening to their stories, and their stories are a testament of how we need to come for the society. For all those who participated in this Bold Charity Network, this was our CSR for the month of February. Akimbarikiwe. We will do this next time. Asanteni sana, more happy than them. Asanteni. Sawa.